Hello beautiful one, this is Eliza Kendall coming to you once again from northern New South Wales in Australia. I'm on Bundjalung country and it is the 13th of August 2020. Okay, wonderful. So I've been invited to get straight into it today. These reports simply have the intention to just pass along information that is helpful, relevant and appropriate for you right now in your current state of evolution. Simply connecting with the higher dimensional beings and passing on information to us through our conscious minds to ease our way and assist our journey here on Earth. Okay, wonderful, good. Okay, wonderful, yeah, okay. So they are certainly illuminating me to the need and the call, the continued call to work with a couple of things right now, particularly for the rest of 2020, moving through the first half of the year in 2021. We are being invited to pay particular attention to balancing the masculine and feminine within. Now, I've spoken about this a little bit before, but what we are being called to do is new levels of this. And what we are really talking about for most of you who are watching is mastery now. I know you've already done a lot of masculine, feminine work inside of yourself. You've done a lot of healing, a lot of forgiveness, a lot of repair, etc. It's now time to step outside of yourself and have a look at the way that your masculine and feminine relate to one another. Is there harmony there? Is there unity there? And is there a need now and a call for a recalibration and a reshuffling of power? Is it necessary now? Is it appropriate now to reshuffle the way that the masculine and the feminine use power, wield power, source power? Wonderful. Okay. The other thing they're encouraging us to continue developing, of course, is intuition. I'm going to be talking more about this later on. I'm developing a course under consultation of the guides about intuition because they keep reminding me, and I'm continually reminded how important that is and what a magnificent tool that is, and that is essentially the only thing that we can trust right now with so many lies and delusions and so much of the sort of web of what made up this world and what we thought we were looking at and hearing and perceiving is being dismantled right now. And so again, the only person you can really trust is yourself and your intuitive guidance, because it will not steer you wrong. So I want to talk more about that later, but they're just reminding us to continue, thank you, to cultivate that intuitive guidance, as well as the masculine, feminine repair. Now, the other thing that is being called for you to be focusing on right now is, again, another new layer or a deeper layer, a more foundational layer of ancestral healing. There is hardcore DNA healing going on right now. And for those of you that have been doing a lot of this work as well, particularly in the last few years or 7-8 years, particularly since 2012, 2013, continuing that ancestral work now, it's time again to pause, look outside of yourself and go back in order to see if there is another level of, again, unification, healing that wants to go on within the bloodline. If this work is done, it is going to really make a lot of room for you to recalibrate to the new frequencies that are coming down to help us co-create the new earth. So it is very important to go back and have another look at that. Now, the other thing they're inviting us to do is, again, step outside of ourselves and have a look at our identity. What do we identify with? What are our identifying qualities and features? Who are we in the world? Who do we think we are? Who do we used to think we are? How do other people see us? If you could ask people who know you pretty well to describe the first 3 qualities about you, what would they say? Ask them. Take a little survey. Talk to people who you've only just met as well and say, what are the 3 things that you noticed about me? What are the 3 qualities that stood out? Use all of this information to have a look at yourself and your identifying features and the perspective and the framework with the way you look at yourself, and take some time to recalibrate that into the new world. There is a massive transition, as you know, occurring And it is really calling for us, even those of us who have awakened our heart space and are functioning with an understanding that we are spiritual beings and therefore we are able to witness and observe ourselves. This is a fantastic place to be. But now, again, we're taking to a deeper level of that. Witness and observe yourself again. Have a little look. Compare yourself only to yourself. Okay? And then with that information, make more conscious, new earth, current, contemporary choices about who you want to be and how you want to contribute. Have a little look at yourself from the end of your life. What is it that you want to leave? Do you have some kind of legacy or ethos that you want to leave behind you? Now's the time to be considering those things, particularly while the external action has been shut down. Okay, thank you. I am perceiving that there is some concern and some fear in the field. And I did have a question from somebody. What was the question? Goodness me. Okay, so yes, there was a question about noticing that a few people had been experiencing, and this was last week, a heavy heartbeat. And so the question was just whether or not that's something relevant there, because it was noticed by quite a few people at the same time. And excuse me. For those of you who are, let's say, not buying into the narrative of fear and concern and worry and suppression and repression and fear and concern and worry and suppression and repression. For those of you who are not doing that, what is occurring with some of you, maybe occurring with some of you, is that you are, let's say you are beating your heart on behalf of those who have not yet heard the strength of their own heartbeat. So it is intensifying the heartbeat in those who have awakened and illuminated hearts. Those who have activated their higher heart chakra are experiencing a strong beating of the heart. And this is partly because it is overworking. Well, not overworking in a negative way, but it is working a little more than it would usually be working in order to compensate for those who are not noticing and not paying attention to their heart, and they are instead staying in their head and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning around and making themselves all very dizzy. And so we are inviting an encouragement, a strong encouragement again, particularly for those of you who have already come to understand the importance of the intelligence and the activation and the intention and the energizing of the heart space. We are inviting you to show and encourage in any way that you can to get others into their body, into their physical body, into their physical forms, into their emotional body, fine, into their feelings, or into their imagination, into their subconscious minds, and allowing themselves to drift and dream and float and wander. Various drifting meditational hypnosis practices are wonderful. Also any physical activity, even if it is gentle, soft, affectionate physical activity, is very important for those who are very in their head, and you notice who are spinning around and making themselves very dizzy and spending a lot of time trying to understand the reality and the world through their logical minds. They are requiring a dropping of their attention into their physical bodies or into their emotional bodies. Now, those of you who already have an awakened heart and are functioning from the heart space, it is not necessary for you to drop into your emotional bodies. You have already done much of that work, and what is more advantageous and very appreciated by all those you come into contact with is simply the capacity to stay within that heart space as much as you can, to maintain that beautiful, divine, high vibrational frequency of love and joy and appreciation and bliss. And it's not that you need to be turning that joy and appreciation and bliss up. It's not necessary for you to turn it up, because sometimes you can turn it up so brightly that it seems to be completely unattainable to those who haven't remember that they have access to that. So it is not necessary for you to sort of, push it into people's faces or kind of rub in how wonderful you are or how well that you're doing or how balanced you feel or how high vibrational you are or how successful you are at this time when others are not so successful. Sensitivity is very important right now. Consideration and compassion for those around you and the differences with those around you is very important right now. And you can see how the separation of those who have differences and different opinions and different ideas and different perspectives is something that is playing out right now in your field and in your environment and the spaces around you. And so anything that you can do in order to hold a space of non-judgment, hold a space of compassion, and essentially act as a bridge between the polarities of the rights and the wrongs, that would be very beneficial and much appreciated. Mitini buana latina ka umagninisi ulshakanapa matila tuzana kilito anazuna la kilito azana animikuna manga uzanika kuni malatnikita pamaki Kili, tu panala, jinile kada, anamalo banitilata, anamabama disiki kuna, dikizini kuna, dana kanapo, hazenala tikina. Oh, okay. It's only 6 minutes. All right, let me see if there's something else. We are so very in awe of you, those of you who are continuing to put one foot in front of the other. Maybe sometimes taking a side step or a skip or a leap or a jump or falling over and then getting up. We are so grateful. And we find you so wondrous to watch and to witness and to share and express love to and for. We are speaking of you, if you like, with others who are also watching this. We are speaking of how wonderful you are doing as you walk the journey of earth. We are speaking and delighting and marveling at what a fantastic job you are doing, at how gracefully you are continuing to evolve and grow, and how courageously you meet the edges and the barriers of your understanding, and you make a choice to push a little further, to go through and to create new perspectives and to open space inside of you and therefore outside of you for others to learn and grow, and for you to hear newness and receive the insights and new ideas that we are sending down to you all the time. We find you to be so marvelous, and we are thanking you now, and we are letting you know that you are doing exactly what you need to be doing. You are on the path. You are succeeding in the mission. You are love. You are being love. You are sharing love, and you are inspiring others to seek and know and be love. And in this way, you are fulfilling your life purpose, and you are meeting your contracts with us. And we are meeting the contracts we have with you by constantly offering our love and guidance and support. And you can speak with us whenever you like. We are always here. So sweet. Such an energy of reverence and gratitude. It's almost hard to believe at times that the spirits learn just as much from us being here in the body as we learn from them. You know, they are just as grateful for our support as we are for theirs, and they value what we do. They value our learning, our understanding, our observation, our feelings, our emotions, our expressions, our actions, our choices. They value them because they are learning as well. You know, Earth is a shortcut to spiritual development, and so those of us who have courageously chosen to embody, we're on a trajectory to learn a bunch of cool stuff. And those that have chosen not to embody, they're learning too, but we're learning faster, and so they're grateful for that because they're watching and they're paying attention as well. And so it is very reciprocal, very beautiful. Yeah, and so are you. I can see you, and I'm grateful to witness you. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you want to check me out a little bit more, go to elizakendall.com. You can see the other work that I offer there and all of the other spirit reports from every week. So yeah, I have a feeling they're going to change soon. They're asking me to change them a little bit. We're going to be doing some more sound healing in these reports, so that's a bit exciting. We'll see how that goes. Okay, lots of love.